Hi everyone, so I mentioned in my Spring Favourites video that I was thinking about doing a MAC palette video, and I got a ton of requests saying, can I do one please, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't actually have a crazy amount of MAC eyeshadows. I think I've probably got, must be like 22 or 23. I've got two palettes and they're not, one of them's full and the other one's kind of half full. I'm just showing you what I've got. I don't have as much as a lot of other people, but it's enough for me, and I kind of collect, like, as I go along, if something new comes out that I want to get or if something catches my eye. So I just thought I'd run through it with you. I'm going to put swatches at the end because my MacBook camera is totally awful at recording. So yeah, watch out at the end if you want to see swatches. I did one with flash and one without flash. I'm also going to put these up on my blog. Now, I've never mentioned my blog before because I don't have any blog posts on it at the moment. I haven't like officially started a blog. I do intend to in about a month, but I'm just going to put these on so you can go up and look at them if you want to kind of reference them, whatever. So yeah, they will be up, and I'll put the link in the information bar below. So if you haven't come across the palette form of MAC eyeshadows before, what they are is you buy them empty, these kind of like black cases. I think they're £10 each from, you can get them from the Pro store, the online store, and I think freestanding stores, but I'm not sure about that one, so don't hold me on that. But they are £10 each, and what you do is buy the shadows individually in the pans. So if you go into a freestanding store or a Pro store or online, you can buy them without the little pots that you get. But you can also depot MAC eyeshadows, so if you've got some already that are in pots and you'd like to put them in a palette, you can depot them. I've got a video on that if you look back in your videos. I'll put a link to it here as well, so you can go and check it out. So anyway, I have labelled these neutral and colour. Most people have, say, like browns, purples, greens, but I don't have enough to kind of have a palette for each one, so I've got a lot of neutrals and not very many colours. So to make these labels, I just used regular like address labels and printed the names on them, and then I like painted them with clear nail varnish so that they wouldn't get dirty, and then cut them into a little shape, and that's what I ended up with. So yeah, just so that I don't have to open them every time I want to know which one I've got, because I've got a blush palette as well, and so there's like a stack of 3. So anyway, I'm going to start with the neutral one because this is the one that's actually full. And it looks like this. As you can see, you can fit 15 eyeshadows in there. I'm just going to run through all the colours that I have, and I'll just pick out a few of my favourites as I go along. Like I said, the colours on here don't show up nearly as well as they do in real life, so I'll put some swatches up at the end and the swatches on my blog as well. So I'm going to start up here. This first one is Orb, which is, you won't even be able to see, I don't think, but it is a neutral kind of flesh-toned matte pink. And it's just really nice as a highlight. I really like that one. The second one down here is Naked Lunch, which actually is probably my current favourite. It's kind of just like another like shimmery kind of highlight colour. It's pretty much like the shimmery version of Orb. So Orb, Naked Lunch, and then the third one down here is A2 Bouquet from the Rose Romance collection. So this is limited edition, you can't get this anymore, but I bought it probably a month ago at CCO. Yeah, so that's really pretty. Up here is Fleur. It's more of like a metallic highlight rather than, it's quite similar to Naked Lunch, but Naked Lunch is a little bit more natural. If you look in the swatches you'll see. This one here is one that I've been raving about recently, and it is Patina. If I just show you, it's kind of like a goldeny taupe colour, but it is really, really pretty, and it has kind of slightly like pinky undertones to it, weirdly, but I do like that. And then the one underneath here is Satin Taupe, which goes really well with Patina. It's a darker kind of taupe colour, and it's a little bit kind of mauvey purple colour in it as well. So Satin Taupe is really pretty. I've kind of grouped these, I don't know if you can tell, downwards. Some people group them like across ways, but these kind of like fit quite nicely into 3s, I think, at the moment, so that's how I've done it. Up here we have All That Glitters, which is kind of like a beigey golden colour. It's actually a little bit, these 3 in the middle are all a little bit too gold, kind of yellow toned for my skin. I mentioned this in my Spring Favourites video. If you have quite pale skin and you can't really pull off golds that well, I do find these three colours, which are all the glitters, woodwinked and tempting, a little bit hard to pull off, and they are really, really popular colours. But when I said that in my spring favourites video, I got so many people saying, oh my god, exactly the same thing about woodwinks, like I can't wear it because it's too kind of orangey. So I don't use these three very much, but tempting I do use a little bit because it is quite a bit darker. If you see, it's quite like more brown, whereas woodwinked is this one is very, very gold. But they're still pretty, and if I ever do eyeshadow on other people, I do like to use those. And then next we have Club at the top, which I've also spoken about before, which is a kind of red toned brown with green reflex in it, which is really, really pretty. That's one of my favourites. Show you that one. See there? It's really nice, and it's really pigmented as well. And then the next one down here is another one of my favourites, which is Twinks. This is just kind of like a shimmery red tone brown, but it's a really nice, very, very wearable crease colour. So I do like that a lot. And then below here is Embark, which is a very, very similar toned red brown. So that's a really nice matte brown. Okay, so next to these I have Idolize, which is a silver, kind of grey silver, very sparkly eyeshadow. This is a luster, so it doesn't really show up. Not great, but it's pretty. If I just show you, it's basically like all shimmer, and then if you blend it in, it just kind of disappears. But that's just luster eyeshadows for you. Next one down is Night Divine, which is one of my favourite ones for doing a smoky eye. It's really, really pretty, like a kind of blue-toned steel grey, which is nice. And then I have Carbon at the bottom, which is just Max Matte Black, which is kind of like one of those essential ones, just black. A lot of people find Carbon quite hard to work with. I actually quite like it. I don't know if I'm abnormal for that, but I do quite like it. So that is my neutral palette. They're not in like perfect order. I know the kind of blacks don't really go with the browns, but if anyone keeps up a collection of eyeshadows, you'll know it's pretty much impossible if you keep buying them to keep them in a nice order, because you're always getting more and stuff. So they're my neutrals. So this is what I have in my colour palette at the moment. I know some of them probably should be in the neutral one, but they don't fit. So I hardly ever wear like bright coloured eyeshadows, so I really don't have that many, and they don't go together whatsoever. I'm going to go from this side actually. This one up here is another one that I'd wanted for absolutely ages, and it is Seedy Pearl. And it's an absolutely beautiful, like, iridescent white pink. I know this isn't going to show up on my finger here, but you must go and look at the swatches, because Seedy Pearl is such a beautiful colour. I love that. Next one down is Hypnotising, which was limited edition from the Lovelace. Yes, Lovelace, yeah. Just a little while ago, so that's no longer available, but I'm sure it'll be in CCO soon if you fancy that one. It's a very nice kind of purple silver kind of taupe colour. It's actually quite similar to Satin Taupe, but like a purpley version, whereas Satin Taupe is like a browner colour. Yeah, and then the next one down here is one I got recently, which is Beauty Marked, which is a black with purple glitter in it, which is really pretty, but I haven't really used it yet. I've only kind of tested it out. I haven't worn it out anywhere yet. Okay, so in the next row I've got Evening Aura, which is a kind of golden kind of orange colour. This was actually limited edition from Neo Sci-Fi, and it looks quite orange there, but it's pretty. The next one down is Expensive Pink, which is a pink with kind of gold shimmer. It's kind of like halfway in between pink and gold, but it's very, very pretty. I'm not really bothering with the swatches too much about this because I've got them all over my hands and they're going to be at the end, so yeah, Expensive Pink is pretty. Up here I have got Vellum, which I absolutely love. I've used this in a tutorial a while ago, I think a New Year's Eve one, and it is a Pro colour. I got it in a CCO and I'm not sure if they've discontinued it from Pro, but it is very, very nice. It looks white on camera and you probably won't see, but basically it's a white eyeshadow with like iridescent lilac kind of reflex, and it's really, really nice. And the next one is Beautiful Iris, which is kind of like a luminous lilac colour, really, really pretty. And then the last one is Electric Eel. It's basically the brightest like turquoise blue you've ever seen, and It's really, really pigmented, and I never ever use it, pulled in by the amazingness of the colour, and I never ever wear it. So that is my kind of mismatched colour palette. So they are all my MAC eyeshadows. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm actually holding a competition at the moment to win some MAC goodies, so go and check that out if you haven't already, and enter for your chance to win some MAC makeup. And I will see you soon. Bye!